Previously on Do Dragons Dream of Scorched Sheep, the party found themselves in a boss fight against Elder Thoyeah and his assorted hangers-on, and naturally, as they do, they fucked it up by making it harder for themselves, as Capri summoned in a demon that she immediately lost control of, as Treble shot Orupan, attempting to save him from something he had no idea what he was saving him from. Stigveld drank some energy juice and turned everything into coleslaw. And Calbo did nothing.
What? Come on.
He didn't fuck anything up.
Yeah, he didn't fuck anything up.
I didn't fuck anything up, I'll have you know.
Anyway.
I didn't fuck anything up. My demon did.
Wow. Oh, no, you fucked
Well.
it big time.
It
The episode
sounded cool at
ended.
the time.
The episode ended with Treble fucking it up further, casting Feign Death on Capri, who was then taken by an otherworldly creature,
Which
and
was
Calbo
clever.
falling to an attack from Elder Thoyeah, who was also taken as well.
Adventure waits on every roll, fighting for our mortal souls through mountains high and dungeons deep, through Dragon's Dream of Scorched Sheep. Oh, through Dragon's Dream of Scorched
To be honest, this was the plan me and Eagles had all along. Get rid of the dead weight.
We want new friends.
Oh my god. Wow.
Honestly, last week I went with pleasure. It's like it's my time. I'm out.
We want new friends. We're basically going to befriend like a ninja, a cowboy, just people with like that can help us.
What are you, the YMCA?
Yeah, a builder, get a labourer, a policeman, and a Native
Stigveld
American.
doing the YMCA dance.
That's inspired me for a bardic song.
Oh, welcome everyone to Do Dragons Dream of Scorched Sheep. As usual, I'm Gadget, your DM, and these are the chuckle fucks we play D&D with every fortnight. Playing Calbo, it is Biggie.
I'm dead.
Playing Capri, it's Candy Machine.
Also dead.
Playing Treble Clef, it's Oodles.
Never died yet.
And playing Stigveld, it is Stig.
We'll never die.
Ooh, that sounds like a
Although you
challenge to
nearly
the DM.
did, to be
I know
fair.
the panic in your voice last episode.
Yeah, when
I've
you
got
hit
6
6
HP. What am I going to do? I may as well just give up. I'm going.
Because
Your
it's
voice
only me
suddenly
on the
went very
front lines.
squeaky
You're
last episode.
hang back, cowering away.
I could hear his bum clattering.
Yeah, I was quite scared.
Okay, well, yes, as we've recounted, last time was a very epic boss fight against Elder Thoyeah and his retinue, which they, to be fair, much as I give them snark, they handled ably, despite making it harder for themselves on a few different occasions, and it resulted in both Capri and Calbo being taken by something. The body and not necessarily voice of Millicent hung in the water in front of Stigveld and Treble, telling Stigveld that he was to come with them. And then it disappeared into the darkness. And this is where we pick up. We are still in the chamber where they had this fight at the very bottom of the Church of Theltia. Orupan is lying on the ground. Oh, it hurts so much. Wounded from his ordeal under Thoyeah's spells. What do you do?
Gunshots.
And gunshots.
Stigveld. I don't think we should follow them straight away.
We need to get out of here, regroup,
Yes.
go back to the others.
Yes, definitely. Before, I can't be sure, but I don't know how time works in that place. Maybe it's different. So let's just risk it. I'm in shock. I need a rest. Let's regroup and come back.
I'm hurting too, and Orupan definitely needs looking after.
Yes.
Will you look after me, Stigveld?
Pick him up. Let's go.
I have to really be careful with the choice of words I use around him.
Orupan kind of crawls up and kind of leaps up into your arms, and in the background you hear "Take my breath away." No, actually, what you hear in the background is a rumble, and you hear a rushing sound. And as you turn around to look at the window that wasn't a window, you can see the water is starting to drain down. And the room that you're in starts to really shake.
We need to get the fuck out of here quick.
We do. Let's go.
So you rush upstairs, quite rapidly, I should say, as quick as your legs will take you. Orupan is just loving being carried by Stigveld. You up into the main church, which is now empty. As you come up the spiral staircase, the rumblings getting heavier. The stained glass window shatters behind you. You can hear the sound of fighting. Orupan kind of actually does, in a very genuine way, cling to you, Stigveld. He goes, "Oh, I don't like the sound of this." As the bits of masonry start to fall from the ceiling in the church.
Stigveld, I'll not survive another battle.
We need to go quickly. I'm gonna scoop up Treble in my other arm.
Yeah.
Run out.
Okay. I won't even need you to do a strength check for that. Treble weighs nothing.
He weighs 4 stone, actually.
He is but a babe to your arms. So as you run out of the church onto the platform over the lake, you can hear the entire of Indilo's Rest is rioting. There is fighting, and there is you can hear swords, you can hear kind of crashing and people shouting and screaming. Can you both roll me a perception check, please?
Yes. Oh, you turn it down. Oh, what a waste.
7.
What a waste. Can I do my natural? What's that thing that Stig did? Where his perception? Has he got can you have a natural perception?
Oh, I do actually. I have a passive
perception.
Yeah.
You have perception of 13, and Stigveld's is 14.
Well, I'm using that because I rolled a 1, so I'm using my passive perception.
Can we use that after we've rolled?
Oh, fuck it, fine, I'll give it to you.
This once, and I'll learn from my mistakes.
Yes, you learn from your mistakes next time. You roll better next time.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
As you exit from the church, you both hear above the ruckus that's going on around this entire city. You hear some shouting from above, behind you, on the top of the church itself. And you turn around to see two of the kind of robed celebrants of the church kind of fighting with each other. One of them literally punches the other one in the face. He falls back and he casts a fireball forward, which envelops in flame the one who'd punched him, but then also reacts with something inside of a window, which causes the top of the church to explode in a blue fireball. And you hear the sound of glass shattering. And Treble, as you look around the city above the wall that separates the city itself from the lake, you see a load of orbs kind of come into vision above you, and they all kind of shatter like glass balls as the scrying orbs that are above the city have been destroyed.
Stigveld, the scrying orbs above the city have been destroyed. Don't
like
laugh,
the
you
looks of
big.
this. I don't like the sound of this.
I think as the
fuck something up big time.
as the scrying orbs kind of start to collapse and fall down, immediately, and I'm talking literally the second people notice it, they start casting offensive spells. And you can hear the sound of fireballs, you can hear the sound of lightning, you can see all these people who have had latent magic ability within the city.
Yeah, not everyone, but the people.
Not everyone, but the people who have the ability to use magic in the city are now suddenly incredibly confident in its use.
Wow.
The rumbling under your feet starts to get heavier and louder. Stigveld, can you roll me an athletics check, please?
Okay. Yes. There is athletics. There it is. Ooh, 26.
26. And can you roll me 2 dexterity checks, please?
20. Ooh, a natural 20 plus 2, so 22.
Yep.
And a 15.
15. Excellent, excellent. So, Stigveld, you feel under your feet that the stones are starting to shift. and you book it. You really fucking run. You run as fast as you can, carrying both Orupan and Treble. As you get halfway down the bridge, the stones in front of you start to kind of depress and sink into the water, and you just effortlessly jump over them. And as you get towards the end, you can see that a couple of the town's guard are starting to close the stone door that leads to the bridge, and you pick both Orupan and Treble off your shoulders, and you hurl them both forward through the gate. And and with that 15 of a dex check, you hit the ground and slide as fast as you can, punching both of the guards as you get through it to stop them closing the gate on you. You both turn around to see the cathedral collapse into what was the lake now. All the water is drained, the cathedral just collapses into darkness. And if you look down, it is, for all intents and purposes, a bottomless pit. There is no bottom to where this goes.
Oh dear. Oh dear. How are we going to get...
And the Oscar goes too.
Our friends are down there. I was in panic. Shh.
No, we're good. I'm getting emotional.
Knew I should have gone to the gift shop earlier.
We need to get back to the tavern quickly. We need to figure out what to do.
I've got a plan to get us there safely.
Do you want to share this plan, or...?
Yes, I'm going to cast Minor Illusion on us so we can just sneak through like an invisibility cloak type thing.
I don't think you'll need that.
Oh,
Because...
that's fine then. If I don't have to, even better, because I've not got many spell slots left.
Because as you've kind of watched the cathedral kind of collapse into this nothingness, you turn around and you're in the market, the main market in Dealer's Rest. You turn around to see the place in absolute chaos. No one... people have gone into like a frenzy. Treble, roll me an Arcana check, and actually, Orupan's going to roll one too. Okay.
I'm sick of this already. 5.
5. Well, you'll be glad Orupan got a 17.
Well, Treble's fucked, mate. He's fucked.
And
He's
Orupan
barely got
is-
any spells, and he's got no HP left, barely.
So-
Calbo and Capri are around. Someone's got a roll bad.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, filling in the void. Pun intended.
So Orupan is just. They must have been under mind. I've lost his voice there. They must have been under mind control for a long time. They've gone into a frenzy. He demonstrates this by there are a couple of people who are fighting next to you, just two traders that you've seen at the market as you've kind of run through back and forth on your adventures, and he just casts a firebolt, just a little innocuous spell at their feet. Neither of them notice. They are too busy fighting each other. So see, they aren't interested in us. No need for a disguise, boys.
Very well.
You
Be blue ball, don't they? For so long.
Yeah, they're just gagging for it. Splurging magic everywhere.
Yep, the people who are able to fight are fighting. There are other people who are kind of on the ground. They're kind of screaming and gripping their skulls in pain. You can see a couple of people who are forcing themselves to kind of vomit up the snakes that Thoyeah had put into them as part of the kind of bogus religious ritual that he was doing.
Putting snakes in people's bellies, that's fucked up.
Yeah, well, nearly happened to Calbo.
Whoa.
You were there.
I know, but fuck.
So is the market just like in disarray and no one's
So we
like,
can just
still in
run
their stalls?
past.
Yes. Yeah. No one's paying attention to their stalls. No one
Let's go.
is paying attention to
Can
anything other than
I-
the people are trying to kill.
As we're running through, can I take a big swipe and grab a load of health potions?
Wow. He's
get it
such a
for free.
klepto. He's such a klepto. Let him roll for how many? A D10, and let him do that.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Right. I tell you what. Roll me a sleight of hand check first.
Yeah, there you go.
18.
Oh, fuck.
Are you fucking kidding me? 18, you bastard. Right, okay. I'm going to roll a d10 and see what you managed to get. Because you do have rather large, meaty hands.
If it's one.
There's me d10.
Can you see if you get bring
Saving us
back
money,
a dragon potion as well? That'd be really cool.
Bring back the dragon potion doesn't exist.
Do you know what's even worse about that is it was so ineffective in the end that you could have solved the problem with Orupan. You could just given it him.
Yeah.
Hindsight, wonderful.
I mean, we haven't got into a discussion about how ineffective your tactics were in regards to Orupan yet last time.
Oh, I mean,
There's hardly anyone left to argue about it.
When I listened back to it, and you were literally going, "Somebody kill that man, please help me!" And you literally were just saying, "Kill that man." And it was like you couldn't have said it more times to like tell us, "Kill the one who's cast the spell," and yet we were just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this instead."
Look, I farted on him.
Yeah, it does no damage to him. It just stops him acting. Anyway, regardless of that, right? D10. You get 4.
Ah, nice.
So you
Got us some
get
potions
4
for
just
one.
regular health potions as you run past. As you're kind of amusing yourself, going, "Ha look!" as you're kind of running.
He's always chuffed with his kleptomania, isn't he?
Oh, he is absolutely. The man's an ego monster. You turn a corner, kind of heading west from the market back towards where the Beckett's Bucket is. You see that there are a lot of kind of the town's guard trying to form a defensive perimeter and trying to kind of hold back the forces, and they instantly get kind of smashed through. This kind of throng of people just kind of burst through these defenses, taking the town's guard with them. You manage to kind of pick your way through and get through it, and you come across a kind of clearer area. There's still some people fighting, but you spot 4 of the triumvirate forces who have come into the city, standing outside of a building with their swords up, and the guard is going, "Come out! We've got you now, Stigveld."
I just thought of something. I just want to run out and go, "Ha ha!"
No, Mr. Partridge, don't do that.
Another one of the the triumvirate soldier says, "We've got you surrounded," and you just hear from inside, "Ha ha!" And the voice on the inside goes, "Come and get me."
Oh, I know that.
And you hear a thump, thump, thump sound as one of the guards kind of walks to one of the triumvirate soldiers walks towards the door, and a black cast iron cauldron smashes through the door, smashes into him, and pastes him against the wall. And then a Goliath jumps out, going, "Come at me, boys."
Chance to be a fine thing.
Fuck's sake.
It's going to be one of those episodes.
It is. This Goliath is clearly not Stigveld. He has kind of where Stigveld has kind of a grayer tone to his skin. This one has a pure white tone to his skin. He has no tattoos across his body. Unlike Stigveld, he's wearing kind of plate armor. He's a very equal size to Stigveld, and he also does not have a beard. He grabs another one of the triumvirate guards and crushes his head, then takes that guard's great sword and just swipes through the remaining 2. And he looks very happy with himself, and then he goes, "Ha ha! What's more fun than this?" And he sprints off into the city further. You can hear him in the distance kind of giggling as he kind of goes off. Giggling in the way that a Goliath would.
So we've not met this one, have we?
No, you haven't met this one. Can Stigveld roll me a history check? He might have.
He might have, yeah. So I'm thinking.
Where's my history?
Just checking his latent skills in history.
11.
11. Can't be 100% sure, but this guy reminds you a lot of Ilalath, who was in your tribe.
That's the hardest one to remember. Ilalath.
Ilalath.
That looks like Ilalath. The guy, the lost, the lost Goliath must have found us, found their way back.
He doesn't appear to be lost anymore.
No, he appears to be having fun. We should join in.
I need a rest.
Yeah, to be fair, we do.
You
I'm carried away there.
Oh, you always get carried away, Stigveld. But as long as you keep carrying me away, everything is fine.
Oh, God. Oh, God. He's such a simp.
For Stigveld, he is.
Yeah, I know.
Come, let us go. And you, at this point, Orupan realizes he's been walking quite comfortably. He's like, "Oh no, I'm my ankle," and he kind of jumps up into Stigveld's arm again to be carried the rest of the way. You walk around the next few streets and you make it back to Beckett's Bucket without event. You do see some shit. Like people like fucking tearing each other apart. Like it's not a pleasant walk through the city. But you make it back to Beckett's Bucket in the 3 pieces that you already currently are. When you return, you see Viglath and Briaga kind of stood outside the tavern, and they are standing over the body of another Goliath. This one on the ground still. Viglath is looking very concerned over it and quite upset.
Viglath, what has happened?
And he looks up at you, and you can see there is kind of a single tear coming down his cheek. He goes, we were swarmed, and they got Tanarak.
I've just seen Ilalath chasing away some guards, killing a few.
Yes, we
Wasn't that the name of that demon that she summoned?
I thought that for a second.
It's a Tanarak.
Similar.
Oh, okay.
This is a complete coincidence. Anyway, I generated this name weeks before.
Oh,
she
yeah,
gave me
I
the
believe
Tanarak.
it. Yeah. I know that's what you do. I was like, oh my God, no. It wasn't a demon all along.
No. Stigveld, roll me an investigation check. In fact, you can roll me an investigation check if you want as well, Oodles, if you want to examine the body.
Yeah.
7.
Look in case he's got any instruments on him. Or something. Oh, I'm back. 16 in total.
16. So Stigveld looks at him and goes, "Yeah, he's definitely dead." Treble, you pay a bit more attention. You kind of try and root through his pockets. This one's wearing leather armor. His bandolier is empty. The pockets have all been kind of taken away. Apart from the fact you find a single gold piece in a hidden pocket inside of his pouch. As you kind of move up and down the body, you can see quite clearly that his neck has been snapped.
What could possibly snap a Goliath's neck?
And
While he's done that on the sly, like not right in front of the other 2 Goliaths, like pocketed that.
He makes it look like obviously he's checking pulses and stuff like that. Goliaths don't look for halflings. They don't look at them. They just see them as blips at the corner of their eyes.
I mean, their vision is based on movement.
Yeah, like T-Rex.
But I think that's 2 episodes in a row we've made that gag. Anyway, while this is going on, Stigveld is talking to Viglath, and Viglath kind of explains, "We couldn't wait around. You'd been gone for too long. We felt we needed to do something, and I was feeling stronger. So Grizzle and I and Sebastian, we went to the Thieves Guild to try and find our compatriots."
Where is Mr. Graves?
He's resting right now.
Has he been feeding? Have you let him fed?
He fed on a Crown's Guard, I believe.
Okay.
We went into the Thieves Guild and we found Ilalath and Tanarak, and it was a dungeon within a dungeon. We managed to get them out, but as we walked out of the Thieves Guild, we were set upon by the mob. Just all of these bodies everywhere. And by the time we managed to clear and get out of there, Tanarak was dead. And Ilalath went into a frenzy, and he kind of points down the street, and you can see a lot of blood and viscera of people that have been chopped in half or torn apart. And As you can see, he's grieving.
Stigveld, he died a warrior's death.
I feel responsible for this.
This is how you all want to go, isn't it?
Yes, but they came looking for me, and now he's died because of it.
Let's not make it in vain, then.
We also have some bad news.
Yes.
Where you're missing to? Where are they?
Yes, we travelled to the church and got into a fight, and two of our companions were lost through some dark magic, some kind of weird window into some other world. We're not kind of sure what happened, but then the church
Keep
started
it down,
to
keep
collapse
it
and we
down.
had to get out
Don't,
of there.
don't. Where's the cat?
And Briaga says that the cat is resting inside with Mr. Graves. They've become quite firm friends recently.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, but we need to break this gently to the cat. We know what the cat really is. We don't want it to go into a rage.
So Briaga kind of suggests that it's probably not safe out here. It might be safer to get into the tavern for a little while until until we say the killing stops.
Well, let's keep Capri and Calbo's fate at a minimum at the moment, just in case the cat kicks off. Ha! Imagine.
That would be wise. He is of great power.
Exactly. I need to rest. I'm going to sleep.
So you kind of both bundle, all four of you kind of bundle yourselves in. Viglath and yourself, Stigveld, carry Tanarak's body into the bar and kind of down into the cellar. I will let you now just assume that both of you will rest. Orupan kind of scuttles away to a kind of a back room and builds himself a little sleeping nest, I think is the best way you can describe it. He gets like comfortable things and boxes together and makes a little place for him to hide away from the world.
Yeah.
So despite the rancor outside, shall we say, you both managed to rest, so you're fully healed up, spell slots back, all that kind of jazz.
Fucking lovely.
Stigveld, you're plagued by nightmares, though. Not in a way that would affect your long rest, but you in your dream you get flashes of Millicent and Millicent's face, and that chiming sound of her saying to you, "Join us, come with us."
I don't like that. Oh.
And it kind of you wake up a little bit unsettled.
Ugh. I did not enjoy that.
Please tell me
Trevor.
Oodles had a nightmare of Puzzle Bobble.
Always.
It's core to his character. It's the first line on his character sheet.
He doesn't dream that much anyway. As a halfling, they don't need as much sleep as everyone else, so there's not much deep sleep.
When you trouble specifically, when you kind of come down into the main area of the bar, you see Sebastian is sat there and he's playing the Luna lute, and he has a jug of water in front of him, and he's playing that melody. And he's getting better at it, and he's making kind of complicated fractals and shapes in the water. And as you kind of walk in, he sends the water into a ring around your center, and it freezes and it rises up and lifts you up by the armpit, and then puts you back down again, and then becomes water again and comes back into the jug. He says to you, "I've gotten rather good at this one."
It never took you long to get good at instruments, even these machinations.
Well, I'm doing you a favor, boy. I'm transcribing this so you can learn it. This is your lute after all, but you left it with me for a day. I thought I'd give it a try.
A day and you've got this good. You'll never cease to amaze me, Mr. Graves. It's good to
This is
see
what
you
happened.
in health.
This is what happens when you're 10,000 years old. But yes, it's good to see you too, boy. How are you feeling this morning? You kind
Great
of rushed
now.
away.
I need to talk to you. I need help. I need wise counsel like when I was a boy.
Do we need to go somewhere private for this?
Yes.
So he hands you the loot. He said, "Oh, one thing to remember." And he says, "Press the button on the back of the headstock."
Bloop.
And a switchblade flicks out.
What?
Yes, I
By
didn't
the
realize
gods.
it either.
Wow.
So
What
if
is this?
you're ever disarmed and you still have it, might be worth keeping that in mind.
I'm going to name it the Lunar Scythe.
Whatever works for you, boy.
No, I like to name things.
Yeah, you can count that as a dagger on your character sheet if you
Yeah,
want noodles.
that's fine. That's fine. Lovely.
Once you kind of like retract the blade again, he puts his hand on your shoulder, and the world goes grey around you, and you're back in the spirit realm where he had taken you previously. He says, "Okay, no one can hear us.
It's always so cold here.
Well, what do you expect? This is where spirits live.
Yes,
They
right.
don't need warmth. They have no bodies."
True. Right. We fucked up.
Oh,
In a sense. We
would this
stopped
be why
mind
you're
flayers.
missing? Would this be why you're missing 2 of your party?
Yes. Yes. Remember Feign Death? That old skill that we talked about in the stories?
Yes, I remember I told you it was rarely useful to use,
Yeah, it did
except if
backfire.
you were being chased by a bear, maybe.
Yeah, it backfired. I
dear
feigned
boy.
death Capri, and she was swallowed up by an octopus thing. Squiddy, tentacly. I don't know what it was.
Oh, wait a minute. Long, kind of purpley tentacle,
That's the one.
big, kind of booming back of your mind kind of voice.
Yes, hungry. He took the dragon as well.
Dear boy, did you find Kirelth?
That rings a bell. Absolutely.
Oh, we may have a interest in common here then.
We may. Yes. I need your guidance. I need your help. I can't. Me and Stigveld can't do this alone. We don't even know how to get back.
Well, you're in luck because the reason I'm in Adila's Rest was to research this creature. I'd heard about it some centuries ago. Had you know the history of Morin, don't you? You know that this all used to be ocean. This
Yes,
particular
of course.
volcano used to be just a volcano in the middle of the sea.
Doesn't everybody know this?
Well, you'd be surprised how few people do. Not many people are up on their recent history. But the reason for the sea draining was, the legend has been, it's an extraplanar creature called Kirelth. And so I thought I would come to this godforsaken hellhole and try and find it. And that was unfortunately when I got captured a decade ago.
Yes. It all adds up. There's always a reason for you being there.
Well, one may say it's Deus Ex Machina, one may say it's good writing. I don't know.
That's your Deadpool moment, that.
It is, yeah. That's my fourth wall break. Tell me, when you did you see the whole creature? Or...
No, just let me be frank with you, Mr. Graves. I was nearly dead. I was in a daze. I shot the spider by accident. I
By
felt bad
accident, you
about that.
say?
Yeah, he was in a bubble. Well, let's gloss over that. And I just saw him.
He's
being
got to roll
grabbed.
insight on that because I think he may be
Shit.
curious.
Shit.
And he got a 12. You can tell him a little bit about it. You don't need to give him the whole story.
I thought he was in a literal bubble, so I shot him, went straight through him, and hit him. So he was barely any use in the battle until the very end, when it all went fucked up by that point anyway.
So he was in a bubble. Why was he useless in the battle?
And he was healing himself.
Oh, I see. Was he trapped with something in there?
Something like that, you know. So, I don't know. Yes.
Okay. Fine. So, tell me what you saw about the creature, though. I'm very curious about this.
It was behind glass. A window.
Behind glass.
Yes, and it seemed, I'm not 100% sure, but it seemed the mind flayers were controlled by it or revered it in some way. They were not in control. They were just legionaries for that beast. They were slaves. I don't know.
Right, that makes sense based on what my research indicated. You see, Kirelth is a soul reaver.
Of course.
It takes its power from souls that it consumes, but it is not ravenous, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
It will separate a soul from a body, and that soul will be then, how would you say? You know how a squirrel will store nuts in its cheeks?
Yes. Yes. Delicious,
Similar-
delicious squirrel.
Yes, a delicious squirrel. I know how you like to kill them and eat them.
Mm.
But the Kirelth does this with souls.
Right. So they're not dead?
If they're... Well, the thing is, their bodies wouldn't be dead anyway. Their souls
No.
would be taken from the body. But chances are the souls will be on some extraplanar dimension.
Okay.
Now, how you get that soul back is I don't know. I've never been there. But it doesn't necessarily mean they're instantly dead. What it means is that soon enough they will be lunch.
Right, so we have time. It helps that you don't have a soul. No offense.
No, it's fine.
You're used to that.
Yes. Your father said many worse things about me.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Don't you remember the times he used to throw garlic at me for fun?
Yes.
Don't know why I drunk with that man.
The only happy memories I have of him. Anyway, I think we could use you. How about joining the squad on a temporary basis? Because I don't want to be a part of your blood rages anymore, or your furies, or whatever you call them.
Lunch, I call them.
Yes, that's the one. But on a temporary basis, we need to investigate. We need to find this further. We do have a spider, mage, elf, creature, monstrosity thing that should be healed by now. I think we should discuss it with them.
So you would like me to tag along in your endeavors going forward, is that right?
Just for now.
Just for now. Well, it's always nice to be the substitute, he says, and he takes his hand off your shoulder and you come back into the real world. And he gives you a kind of a slightly side eye and he walks back into the other room.
Ooh. Oh, he's good. Stigveld! Stigveld! God, waking that Goliath up's a nightmare.
Oh, I've been having terrible dreams.
Well, I've got good news.
Go on.
Oh, well, wow. Okay, don't rush. Mr. Graves has been researching the creature that took our friends. He has no soul. He mentioned it's called a soul reaver.
More dark magic.
Oh, always. He's willing to join us on a temporary basis at my behest because, again, we don't want to be near him when he... You think your rages are bad? Imagine wanting to eat things as well.
As you say this, Sebastian walks back into the room and he's put his coat on and goes, "Well, ta-ta, I'm off to find breakfast."
Oh,
He walks out the door, closes it, and you hear,
yeah.
and Briaga's kind of stood there, kind of nursing a drink, just looking a bit pale, and goes, "I saw what he does.
It's disgusting. I know.
It's wow. I'm going to go find the cat. I haven't seen him in a little while.
Oh, the cat.
Do you have any idea how to work out what the cat is at any given moment?"
Yes, I do. Speak with animals.
Okay.
That's so dramatic.
Sight beyond sight.
Okay.
Cat.
What?
There. Where are you?
Sleeping
Where?
where you can't see me.
I can bloody well hear you.
Because you can't sleep with animals.
Yes, but
Speak with animals, not sleep with animals. I'm getting confused.
I haven't done that in a long time.
Yes, I've read your mind. You pervert.
Get out. It was a centaur. It doesn't matter. Anyway. Where are you? I need to speak to you directly, please. This is freaking me out.
The cup that is sat on the end of the bar turns into the cat.
Oh! God, I nearly drank out of you.
It would have been rather furry.
Oh God, the fairy cup. Oh no.
Listeners, Candy is very disappointed in me at this very precise moment in time.
Oh no.
I told you to look after
Do
that
anything
cat.
with her cat.
There you are. If I tell you something, do you promise me beforehand you won't obliterate me?
It's early in the morning.
Promise me first.
Murder is not the thing I'm thinking of right now.
Well, any nasty thing. I don't know what you're capable of. You know?
As you're kind of winding up to see tears, you kind of hear the sound of Orupan go, "Morning, boys. Did you tell them what happened to Capri?
Spider-Man.
Calbo?" And the Orupan's like, "Ooh, sorry," as he spots the cat, and the cat's eyes go red. And he looks you dead on, and now you all hear him in your heads, everyone in the room.
Where is Capri?
Well, looks like Orupan's got something to say to you. You may as well carry on, Orupan. I just want to see Gadget talk to himself now for a bit.
Oh, God. That's the hardest voices I've got as well.
I've got it for your listeners. Don't worry, I've got your back.
Oh, well, Cat, well, shall we say that the little one made a bit of a boo-boo?
A boo-boo.
What?
Yes, you see, he's been using some spells that are not recommended for use in modern adventuring, for they don't have much utility. But in this case, he managed to get exactly the opposite utility that he was looking for. And the cat looks back at you, Treble, and goes,
What did you do?
Feign death?
To Capri?
Yes, she agreed. It was an experiment. It didn't pay off.
Why is she not here?
She's been taken away by a soul reaver.
and the cat sits there, still, like
die.
a statue.
I'm going to die.
Orupan starts to walk slightly backwards back
You
out
stay
of
here.
the bar.
You stay here. If I'm going to die, you're going to die with me, Spider-Man.
The eyes go from red to white, a pure white,
Oh.
and a 4 tentacles sprout out the back of Proserpine. One of them kind of lurches forward and grabs your right wrist, Treble, and kind of starts pulling you towards him.
Where is she?
In some kind of spirit realm. Take her back, Soul Reaver. She's not dead. She's not dead. She's not dead.
The another one of the tentacles swipes out and wraps around your neck and lifts you up.
Stigveld, help me!
What do I'm just taking this with a drink. There's a wrong time for that rum to hit my throat. Calm down, calm down. There's nothing that we could do. It also took Calbo.
And
We just need to figure out how to get them back. Mr. Greaves has a plan.
another tentacle.
Does anyone miss me, by the way?
Well, the cat especially misses Capri.
You've got no
For
family
obvious
yet,
reasons.
mate.
The another one of the tentacles kind of shoots out from the back of Proserpine and wraps around your waist, Stigveld, and just effortlessly lifts you off the ground.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I'm still being choked. I forgot.
Yeah.
Wow.
The tentacle around your neck, Treble, kind of it flings you up, lets go of you, and wraps around your waist again, so you can actually breathe this time. But you're both held in the air, and it goes.
What are you going to do to bring her back?
I'm going to use my vampire friend to help us. He has no soul. Soul Reavers love souls. We're going to go and find them. He's got a plan. He's having breakfast. Stigveld, talk.
Told you we've got a plan. Mr. Graves
Why
has
are
got
you
a
so
plan.
calm?
We're going to sort this. Can't do it if you hold us up here like this, can we?
The Proserpine just sits there, kind of not doing anything, but you're both just kind of stuck up in the air. And he looks up at you again, Treble.
Where did the vampire go?
Breakfast? I don't know. He's got
Which
a thing for
direction?
male guards. He loves guards. He's
Went
probably
out
eating
of
a
the front
guard.
door. You don't know where the hell he's gone.
He loves guards. He likes strong men. Come on,
Why?
it's hurting.
We will go and find him.
And Proserpine hops off the bar with you two still in the air and trots out of the door with you
Jeez.
still in the air, as if you win nothing to him. Because
I can't
you
wait
win
for this
nothing to him.
artwork.
Could have done with him
I really
a bloody
hope you both hit
battle.
your heads.
In fact, roll me dexterity saving throws. Let's see if you hit your head as you
Talking
walk through the door.
Candy. You're ruining everything.
My
I
job.
got a 21.
21, you don't hit your head.
I also got a
20.
20, you don't hit your head.
Yeah, I'm never going to hit my head on a door. He's never done that in his life.
I like the fact here.
Especially when you're lifted up in the air by a demonic
I
cat.
would find it hilarious if Stigveld didn't hit his head, but somehow Treble hit it.
Good old higher.
True, but
Nobody
The-
hit the head. Oh, I
Would
nearly
you-
hit my head.
When you come out into the morning street, the fighting is still going on, but the sight of a small, kind of white and brown cat with a Goliath and a halfling with tentacles off its back
Fucking
in the
Hydra
air,
cat.
yeah, walking through the street actually does get people to kind of fall out of their frenzy and just go, "What the fuck?"
How proud Candy is.
of her demonic.
That's my cat.
That's my pussy.
And
Not the first time she's had two men in her grasp.
Whoa!
Sorry, Gadget.
I can't believe this podcast is free, me, honestly.
I can't believe we haven't been cancelled yet.
Just the Dungeon
we need
Guild.
Candy Hour, don't we? There's another Patreon special for Candy Hour.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds gross.
Sweet like Candy Hour.
So you tried to bring this back into the subject. Proserpine walks the two of you down the street, and there is a kind of gutted out guard on the floor. Stigveld, you hear in the back of your head,
Ask which direction he went in.
there are people kind of milling around, but they're all kind of frozen, kind of not sure whether to look at the pile of gore in front of them or the cat with two people hanging off its back.
The man who did this, which way did he go?
And a rather stunned-looking young man goes, he went down that way. And the cat just doesn't even give you the opportunity to thank him. He just starts walking down there.
Heck yeah!
And this happens maybe 3 or 4 more times. You come up upon a dead guard. One of you asks a question. You kind of get moved on until you kind of get towards the prison that you and Sebastian broke out of, Stigveld. And you arrive as Sebastian is kind of burst in, and the cat goes,
Is that him?
Yes, that's him. That's it. That's the guy. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's him. Get him. Yay. Where? Put me down, please.
Get him to come to me.
and
Drives.
he throws you, Treble, into the open door.
Off. Oops.
And then, are you watching the fucking football?
Yes, he's watching football.
I swear to God!
I
I think
it
it's
was
disgusting, Gadget.
I swear to God!
Outrageous.
I put the effort in. I had an ulcer all day because I was having writer's block for this episode.
Gotcha.
You're still
Make him
watching
roll.
football.
Make him roll for health.
In fact,
Punish him.
Suddenly that demon's not so bad, is it?
Football check.
I thought I was muted.
oh, so it would have been
Wow.
fine for me
Watch
to
the
discover this
football.
in
There's
the
a
edit.
title challenge going on here, mate.
Wow.
Hey, I'm
Rude.
giving up my. I'm giving up my time to do this.
Here we go. Here we go. Oof. Keep all this in as well. Oof.
So, Treble, you have been thrown into the prison. You fly straight in through the door, and you encounter a lot of death, almost instant death from a lot of things. Sebastian has come through here like a demon.
I thought he was getting breakfast. He's not raging, is he?
You hear the sounds of down the hall.
Oh no, Mr. Graves. Oh shit. It's your old friend Treble.
You hear a kind of a sound further down the hall.
I can't look. I don't like looking at this.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Come on, baby. Whew. 15.
15. You managed to not throw up,
Oh.
but you are feeling a bit queasy.
He tasted it on his tongue a little bit.
It's more there's so much blood in the air that you can kind of taste it as you're breathing.
Yeah.
As you kind of walk slowly down the corridor, you hear the sound of kind of teeth into flesh and ripping.
Oh, God.
The corridor that you're in is basically, it's just lines of cells. This was kind of like the holding area before prisoners were processed.
Yeah.
You see, like, the people in the cages haven't been touched. It's just the guards. The people in the cages, they're all kind of white, or kind of their eyes are closed, or they're crying in a corner.
And then now I've got PTSD.
Oh yeah, they've seen the horror of what Sebastian Graves can do.
Yeah. So what Treble's doing is he's walking towards. He's got his hands over his eyes because he doesn't like looking at this, and he's like trying to reach forward to try and like pat him on the shoulder or something. But he's terrible at it.
Roll me an investigation check with disadvantage because you're covering your eyes.
Yeah. And don't matter. 0.
0.
I got a 2, but it may as well be a 0.
Yeah, you don't feel anything until you bump into Sebastian.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh.
But when you bump into them, like, your hands kind of touch them, and you feel that you don't feel clothes. You feel kind of leathery, skin.
Oh.
And you basically touch you touch his back, and it's kind of like moving back and forth as he's eating.
Ugh. You're good at describing this. It's making me a bit sick.
Yeah, thank you. What do you do at this point?
I'll give him a little tap on his shoulder.
He whips around at you. His face is pulled back as if the skin has all been dried out, and his kind of bottom jaw is kind of hung down with like huge teeth coming out of it. And you've seen his blood rages before.
Yeah.
And when he has a blood rage in the past, you remember that he's always kind of stayed looking like himself.
Yeah.
You haven't seen this from him before.
Like a true form.
Yeah, and into your face.
Oh, Mr. Graves.
And he kind of puts his hands on the floor in front of you and starts moving towards you. And you see there is no recognition in his eyes. And he keeps moving. You kind of move backwards. Roll me a dexterity check, please.
I've got another plan. If this fails. 19.
19. You managed not to trip over like kind of bits and pieces of bodies. You kind of managed to move backwards as kind of Sebastian he's drooling. His eyes are glowing red. There is kind of blood coming out of his mouth. And
I'm going to try something. This might go fucking horribly wrong. You know what I'm like.
Yeah.
I'm getting a Luna loot out, and I'm going to play a little jitty to try and cheer him up.
Okay. Do you want to roll me then a performance check?
Yes. Right, 10 plus. What's my performance? It's got to be good, surely.
Your performance is 8. It's plus 8.
18.
18. You play a melody that Sebastian used to play to you when you were a child.
Yeah, the first one he taught me.
No, not the first one he taught you. Almost like a lullaby that he played you when you were very little.
It's getting real low, big guy.
Fuck off. His face twitches a little bit, but he keeps moving forwards to you, and he reaches out to you, kind of the claws kind of coming towards your face.
Oh.
And so ends episode 24 of Do Dragons Dream of Scorched?
Fuck you, bastard! Oh, it's because I've been saying in the Discord, I'm never gonna die. It's killing me. It's killing me.
Am I?
Wow.
So yes, thank you everyone for listening or for watching this week. Make sure to head to modernescapism.co.uk to get all the links. We're on Patreon if you want ad-free early access to episodes, the ability to give us item descriptions and character names, also maps from me, character sheets from me, artwork from Candy, music from Oodles, all that lovely good stuff. The next episode of Do Dragons Dream of Scorched comes out on Friday the 3rd of June for everybody, but if you're a patron, you get it on Wednesday the 1st of June. Isn't that lovely?
That's you're so kind.
It's a spectacular offer. And it only a £5 a month plus VAT, or £7.50 a month plus VAT if you want the biggie bundle. You want to support Modern Escapism too.
Oh, that's a deal.
Oh yes, make sure to leave us those 5-star reviews wherever you get podcasts and come back in a couple of weeks' time and see what happens to Treble. Does he get his face eaten? Does he have sex with a vampire? It could go either way knowing him. Thanks for listening, everybody. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.